Hey everyone, and welcome back to Character Design 360. As you know, we're doing our Fall Ice and Fire Challenge, and I wanted to show my process for my character so far. I started out by making a few initial sketches, so I just stuck with my initial idea, which is to make a butler, Ice being the inspiration for his design. There are many different ways to do your character concept art, but I find it easy to choose one main color and to work in different values so you can focus primarily on the anatomy of the character and not on the color palette. I've seen a lot of different character designers make numerous iterations of their character design before choosing one. I feel that if you really know the direction that you want to go in, you don't have to spend a lot of time drawing every single possible way your character can be drawn. I decided to name my Ice Butler Seth, and 3 words I would use to describe his personality are intelligent, kind, and brave. As I've mentioned before, it's helpful when you have a storyline to guide your character design, and it makes your character look more appealing and relatable. Seth is a forensic detective and undercover spy who poses as a butler in wealthy business owners' houses. He is trained in martial arts, speaks 5 languages, and has photographic memory. His goal is to find his younger sister Emily, who was kidnapped 18 years ago. To do this, he specifically targets organizations linked to human trafficking for his cases. I've always been drawn to animes where the main character has a tragic backstory because it really makes me invested in the plot. The storyline that I shared with you are just my initial thoughts. If I were to actually make this into a series, I would probably change the details many times. So I'm still making everything in shades of blue, just focusing on Seth's anatomy and really paying attention to the use of negative space to make the silhouette look more interesting, looking for shortcuts when it comes to making my character designs, but something I really need to study more is human anatomy, especially male anatomy. I decided to share this video with you all now for the sake of time, but I definitely have a lot more work to do. On to the supporting cast. I decided to make Seth a partner to help him in his operations. I thought it would be interesting if he had an aunt who really inspired him to be a detective in the first place, and together they worked to solve the case of Emily. As you can see, I'm working in monochromatic again so I can focus on the details of her face. Ended up going with the first option because it gives the bold, mischievous, and cunning personality that I was going for. If anyone knows what real detective work is like or anything regarding rules with law enforcement, let me know. I'm not sure if they allow family members to work together, but it is my story and I say that it's allowed. I used reference images for the costume, and again, I'm paying a lot of attention to areas I can create negative space. I was also thinking about how to make the figure move away from the center of gravity to create a dynamic pose. One of my favorite advantages to digital drawing is that you can flip the image to make sure that the anatomy is correct. I would describe Seth's Aunt Julie as fierce, tender-hearted, and hardcore. She's definitely the voice of reason between the two and is the mother figure who gives him advice and guidance. You definitely don't want to get on her bad side, especially when it comes to her family. This is why I decided to give her red eyes to demonstrate her capacity for violence when the need arises. I'm really happy with how her hairstyle came out. It makes her look very bold and motherly. I decided that her red eyes were a bit too intense by themselves for her regular character, and so I gave her glasses to soften her gaze. I imagine that whenever it's time to get down to beating up some criminals, she would take them right off. Although Detective Julie has been deeply grieved with the abduction of her niece Emily, she has learned to enjoy life and her family that remains, and she encourages Seth to do the same. Overall, I'm really satisfied with the way the characters came out. I just would like to play around with the stylization a little bit more. It looks a bit generic to me. I hope this video helped to inspire you for your own Ice and Fire characters. Remember to dream big, live bold, and keep on creating. I'll see you next time!